Okay guys, so I'm here to review a UV LED I bought on eBay along with two different samples of UV optical adhesive. So I've already tested these out with rather disappointing results, but the disappointing results are because of the LED, not the glue. So I have got here well, before I start this, this LED is supposed to be a 3 watts 365 nanometer UV LED I bought on eBay. I'm running it on an LM317 circuit with using parts that I had laying around in a big factory switch. I'm running it on one 9-volt battery and running the LED at the maximum rating that the seller said, which was 700 milliamps. So you can see where I've tested the glue already. So I've got some junk optics, including an acrylic one. So, and this is the optic I already experimented with. The glue didn't even fully dry, which I was quite disappointed. So first up is the CLR UV702. I'll put let me adjust the camera. I'm going to put a little drop. Don't want to. I'm going to take my glass optic and stick it right there in the center. And I've already tested this and I was quite disappointed on how long it took to actually cure it. But one reason is I'm just using the bare LED. A lot of people focus them. If you notice on Thor Labs though, I think they've got a lens in front of theirs. I'm not really sure how long it takes. Last time I did it for 30 seconds and it didn't really do much. If you poke it, it's getting hard, but it's still tacky. This one is one I tried last time and it's still sticky. I only paid $6 for this Chinese LED, so, and that was shipped from China, so the fact that it works even somewhat to me is pretty satisfying considering the price. The LED I was recommended to use cost about $30 and I didn't have the money. So that should be long enough. And if you look, it's hard, but I could bust it off if I really wanted to. And if you look really close, it's still a little tacky on the surface. But it seemed to do a pretty good job, other than the fact that it's tacky on the surface. Now, in another video I watched of this glue, it hardened completely, including the surface. But just from his video, I can tell he used a more powerful UV light than I did. So now I'm going to try a different brand. This one is Norland's 81 glue. This is one that I've heard poor results about. I've heard it doesn't stick very good. It's also very, very thin. And I'm going to use my scratched up roached optic. Already cleaned off a surface on one side. I just noticed I didn't use quite as much glue, but it shouldn't matter too terribly much. This one also stays tacky on the surface, but again, it's my UV LED isn't a true 3 watt, even though that's what it was labeled as. I didn't expect it to come as a 3 watt LED, but I expected it to be more powerful than what it is. And now for one final test, and I'm going to use the CLI UV702 glue. I'm going to glue an acrylic optic from a laser printer. So let's just put this around. Use this surface right here. So that should be good. Now I'm going to do a strength test of them all. This one just came right off, just the slightest touch. But it also didn't dry under the lens. I'm assuming the acrylic was absorbing the UV. This is fairly strong, the Norland stuff, but it still comes off. And the CLR comes right off as well. So the Norland seemed to be the one that dried best with my LED. I'd like to get a spectrometer on it to see what it's really outputting. But for now, this is all I've got.